Well, hello. I'm here to talk to you about the very interesting subject of coordinates. Yeah, it's really interesting, and I hope by the end of this you will agree with me. So, we have, look, I'll start again. We have 4 red dots here, and they're on a grid. A grid is just where we use numbers and squares to identify where things are, to identify the position of things. So we can draw this lovely shape here, and it looks like that, and like that, and like that, and like that. I could just say like that for the rest of this video, but it would be too interesting for you. So let's have a look at the coordinates. Co means together, and ordinates means something to do with position. So let's look at the coordinates of the corners, which I like to call vertices, of this shape. The coordinate of this vertex is 6, 5, and this one is 5, 1, and this one is 1, 1, and this one up here is 2, 6. I said 2, 6, yes. So these are coordinates, and often we would call this line here the x-axis, and this one we would call the y-axis. Isn't that fascinating? And you will find that the way we label these corners, these vertices, is we put the x value first. So if I just change to a more interesting colour, like green, this is the x value, because that's how far it is along the x-axis, and this one is the y value, because that's how far it is up the y-axis. And we are going to do a fascinating and interesting activity here, and it's called translation. Oh dear, that's not good. It's called translation. Translation. I'm going to write that word down because it's a very interesting word. Translation. Well, that didn't go well, did it? Translation, like that. And translation means moving the shape. So we might want to move it to the left, or we might want to move it down, or even up, or even to the right. There are 4 ways we can move it, and we might want to do some of that all at the same time. So if we want to move this red shape to the left, then the interesting thing we need to do is to change the x coordinate. We're not going to change the y coordinate. It's going to stay the same. But if we decide to, for example, take 7 off all the x coordinates, so this 1 here, we're going to go 1 minus 7, which equals minus 6. So we're going to move this point here, that one, to minus 6, 1. We're not changing the y coordinate, so it goes right there. We can do the same with the 5. 5 minus 7 is minus 2. So this one here, that 5, gets changed to minus 2. We're not changing the y, so it's minus 2, 1. And we can do the same for the other 2, and you end up with a very, very interesting result, which is that this shape has moved, and it's called translated. It's translated from one place to another place. So now it's a lovely shape, and I must tell you, because it's absolutely fascinating, this is called a parallelogram. They both are, because they're the same. And we can label the vertices. So we've now got minus 2, 1, we've got minus 6, 1, we've got minus 5, 6, and we've got minus 1, 6. And the effect has been to move the red shape over here. Isn't that amazing? So that's called translation. We could also translate down there, and if we don't change the x coordinate, we would change the y one. So we could maybe move it down minus 6, for example, and the shape would move and it would come down here. I'm not going to do it all now, but it would, so if we go -6, it would actually be there like that. I'll do that in a more interesting colour for you. And there we go. It would be down there. And all that we've done is move every y coordinate -6. So for example, this one here at -2, 1, we've changed a 1 to a -5, and it's come down here. And that is called translating a shape around a grid. Well, I hope you found that as fascinating as I have. Goodbye.